Hey everybody, welcome to Imaginative Visions Movie Talk. Justin here, and for episode one, I tried and tried everything I can do to get this up, but no matter what I did, it just got blocked globally by Toho. So, unfortunately, you are going to be seeing just a still image and voiceover for this particular episode. However, if you want to see the full version and the real version, you can head into imaginativvisions.com. The link is in the description, where I don't have restrictions on YouTube, where you can see the actual version of what was going to be uploaded of episode one movie talk, which is Densha Otoko. So without further ado, once again, I'm sorry about the still images, but couldn't get a workaround. So here it is. Enjoy. Everybody, welcome to Imaginative Visions. This is Movie Talk. Justin here, and today's movie talk, I wanted to talk about a film that I can't believe I'm saying this. It's going to be 20 years. Yes, it's going to be 20 years. It came out in 2005, and it will be 20 years, obviously, next year. It's a film that I hold close to my heart because it's so heartwarming. It's so good. It's just a very loving, easygoing, something that you can sit back and watch. It's a very popular film in Japan, or at least at least a very popular property amongst the otakus, and that is Densha Otoko, and this came out in 2005. So I wanted to talk about this film, what it means to me, give you a little brief history of it, a little overview of it. So let's kick it off and talk a little bit about Densha. Densha Otoko follows the story of a shy and socially awkward otaku, or anime manga enthusiast, who goes by the nickname Train Man, aka Densha. One fateful day, he mutters the courage to stand up to a drunk man harassing a beautiful woman named Hermes on a train. This act of bravery sparks an unlikely romance, chronicled by Densha on an internet forum where he receives support and advice from anonymous users. This film's plot is simple yet profound. It effectively captures the nuances of Densha's transformation from a timid otaku to a confident young man. The romance between Densha and Hermes unfolds with a genuine sense of vulnerability and sincerity, making it relatable and endearing. And just from that breakdown of the complete kind of synopsis of the actual movie, that's exactly what I like about Densha Otoko. Not to mention that growing up as an anime fan or an otaku, and here in Imaginative Visions, I'm always going to be open with everybody. I'm an open book. I relate to Densha so much when it came to just being nervous talking to girls, and not being really that confident in approaching girls. And it wasn't until obviously I got older where my confidence grew. I was able to talk to them, be more extroverted than I was before. And I think what really makes this such a beautiful film is that people who grew up obviously watching anime, or people who feel like they're socially awkward. And I mean, this is, keep in mind, this is back in the days where that otaku name was really just this stigma of anime obsession, or that stereotype that, oh my god, you prefer 2D girls over real women. And it still lingers today. When some people think of an otaku, they'll think like, "Oh my god, you sleep with anime pillows, or you want to bang an anime girl, or you have waifus and things like that." But when I was watching this, as in that early 2000s, I'm in college and I just graduated from high school, so I'm like 18. I'm in there, and I was still kind of socially awkward. I didn't know how to talk to people, and watching this and seeing someone very similar in style. Not, don't get me wrong, I was not as bad as Trayman was. I was not that nervous. I was not that timid, but I was socially awkward. So watching that and watching someone like that get the girl, it was just like, oh my god, it's possible. And what I really loved about this aspect, which I'm going to dive in a little bit more, is that sense of community And when he goes to these message forums and he's asking for help, and everyone is working together to get this introvert kind of making transformation into that extrovert so he can actually not only just be more confident in himself, but me be more confident in Hermes. And that's what I really liked about this was that camaraderie and that sense of community. Speaking of that online community that I just alluded to, one of the unique aspects of Densha Otoko is this portrayal of the online community, the second channel forum. And this is where Densha shares his experiences and seeks advice, and he becomes more confident within itself. The forum is a character in itself. Yes, the forum has characters that are behind, obviously, the message posts and stuff, but it really does become its own setting as well. And what I really like about it is that the support and encouragement Densha receives from these anonymous users really illustrated that positive impact of digital communities. And he really was really nervous, and he really needed that push. And all these characters, whether it was the nurse, whether it was the three guys who I think were otakus themselves, because just the way they filmed it, those guys were wacky. They were definitely the comedy relief of the film, but they even had input on what to do. There was a married couple that also gave him advice. So they all came together as this unit to really make sure Densha got to Hermes and got the help and advice that he really needed. It truly was an idea testament to that even behind the veil of anonymity, genuine connections can actually be formed with that. I mean, we see that in this day and age with now message boards is not as big as it was. Now we have the Instagrams, but now there's actual fandoms now. Everybody's in sections these days. And man, you have the Star Wars fandom, you have the Demon Slayer fandom, and you have Yu Yu Hakusho fandoms, you have Dragon Ball Z, you have people who love horror, like music, and then fandoms and things like that. So just to name a few, everyone is now divided into these little communities of likes and dislikes, and they all come together in that common goal. And that's one thing I liked about this film. They didn't know this guy. He went to this forum to ask for advice and explained his situation. They really realized that, okay, he's not really confident. How's he going to get Hermes? And that is one thing I really like, is that they really did come together to really form that. And speaking of Hermes, such a sweet woman. I love this character of Hermes. One thing I really like about Hermes is that Hermes sees him for him. She realizes that he was nervous stepping in, and she wanted to do something nice for him, and it just kind of really takes off. Yes, this film goes a little bit melodramatic towards the end because there's a little drama scene that happens, but for the most part, Hermes is a character that really is just loving, warming. She's patient with him, and you just can't help but love her. Hermes is more than just class and elegance. Yes, she carries herself with sophistication. Her choice of Hermes teacups as a gift of highlights her refined taste and upbringing, but she's more than that. She is a catalyst for Densha's transformation. She is a presence for that potential romantic relationship that inspires him to improve on his confidence, and not to that, his social skills. She represents an ideal, a source of motivation. She's someone he looks up to and strives to become worthy of, which drives him much more to give him so much more of character development. Throughout the story, she is that support system. She's encouraging him, she's pushing him. Her kindness and understanding of him, she's, like I said before, she's patient with him. She navigates his insecurities and his uncertainties. Not to mention, she also has mutual growth in herself, because dealing with Densha, she grows as well. She learns to see beyond the appearance. She understands the value of inner qualities. While she was on that train, nobody was helping. There was so much people just watching. But this poor Otaku, who was completely nervous, just jumped in and decided that because this was the right thing to do, he changed his particular life around. Many people can relate to the Hermes character as she embodies those qualities of an ideal partner. Someone who's supportive, someone who's understanding, someone who's motivating. Her journey with Densha resonates with those. And I think for me, that's exactly why I love this film. She is that ideal relationship, that strong foundation of that kind of old school love that many people are still chasing and desire. That partner that's going to be that ride or die, that partner that really embodies that loyalty, that commitment that sees beyond our flaws. And that's something that anyone can look at this film and go, I want that. So that's Hermes. But what about Densha? Who really is Densha? Densha is a lot of people. People who feel that either because of their parents, because of what they like, or because of what they're into, they might not be able to find that partner, might not be accepted in certain circles. So I would say Densha is everybody, every kind of embodiment of insecurity that we might have, every type of embodiment of uncertainty that we might have due to things that we might feel makes us different that might not make us accepted. And one thing I really liked about that character is the fact that they kind of do address that. They show, hey, this guy's really into anime. He's like the first opening scene, he's on the train, he drops some figurines, and people are laughing at him, which really makes him even more feel awkward or feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just that guy. And it wasn't until he kind of changed his perspective a little bit and got out there and put himself out there and really let his personality shine that we got to see him. But let's take a little quick of a more deep dive on who is Densha and what does Densha represent? We have already established that Densha is shy, he's introverted, but he's also socially awkward and he finds it difficult to communicate with people, especially women, and often retreats into his hobbies to avoid social interaction. But beyond that particular flaw, he is a kind hearted individual. Despite his shyness, he has a genuine concern for others, especially women, that especially Hermes, especially when he rescued Hermes. And when you see that shot when he's shaking after he does the deed and saves her from that drunk person, he starts to get a little bit of a light. You know, one thing I will say though, he has a major flaw of self deprecating. He has this feeling of self worth, and that mainly probably comes from the fact that throughout his life, he was looked at as a freak because he was an otaku. And you don't really see that to this day because not only that anime is mainstream, geek culture is mainstream, excuse me. Geek culture is mainstream now. So you don't really see too much people looking down on someone who's a gamer, someone that watches anime, someone that reads comic books because it's becoming so mainstream now to the point that us OGs that got teased and bullied for liking this stuff kind of hates this new generation. Not hate, but kind of are envious of the fact that you can just enjoy this without getting put in a locker room, punched in the face, robbed, spit on. Things that we most likely went through. A lot of the majority of my generation kind of went through. We paid the way for you. You're welcome. But back to the film. But yeah, it does a great job of really showcasing his self-deprecating and the fact that even with Hermes there was still doubt that does she really like me for me. He has the tendency to worry. He has the tendency to constantly compare himself to others who seemed more confident and successful. And you see that during his transformation as he's trying to emulate things that he sees. But that does lead to something great is that despite his insecurities, he has bravery. He shows compassion. He is self improving and he is ambitious. One of the things I really like about this film is that the themes that they touch on in this film, they touch on a variety of themes: personal growth, power of community, love and courage, and self acceptance. And that's something that we all go through as humans as we go through this game of life that we have. And one thing I really did like about it is that classic tale coming of age story of personal development. His journey as an otaku to a confident individual is just a testament to the possible changes of little tweak changes that we have here. One thing I really like about this and why so many people who grew up geek or grew up otaku, nerd, whatever you want to call us, or put us in that little bubble, is the fact that I love that power of community. That support of the online community is the major highlight of this film. How perfect strangers come together with a common goal to not only build this guy up, but cheer for him and root for him because they see themselves in him. There's a tale of self acceptance, being accepting of who you are. You can't go through life without accepting who you are as a person, and that is one of the major lessons that I really took from this is being comfortable about who you are. Be proud of who you are. It is a brilliant, wonderful film. It's not without its flaws in terms of acting and the music production is really good. But this is more of a character study on Densha, more character study on Hermes. Densha Otoko is a wonderful, wonderful film. It has a compelling character whose journey resonates with anyone who has faced insecurities or struggle with self worth. His story is heartwarming. It's a reminder that change is possible and that sometimes a little courage is all we need. And, I'm going to end it with this. There's a saying my mother used to say to me that she always still says to this day is you're only as strong as your support system. She said that to me once, and for some reason, it stuck with me because it's true. Regardless of the cards that you dealt with, there's at least one support system. Got to be at least one person in your life that is a ride or die. That's always going to be there. That's always there to help you. And that's what makes us strong. Our circle makes us strong. People around us, the love around us makes us strong. And that's what Densha had. He had that support system when he didn't have it. Then when he got it built up, he became much more. And he got the girl he wanted. So definitely, this is Justin for Imaginative Visions Movie Talk. What did you think of Densha Otoko? Oh, excuse me. Densha Otoko. Might have botched the name, but it is what it is. What did you think? Did you ever see the 2005 film? What did you think of the characters? What did you think that this is loosely based on a true story? So comment below, let me know. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. More movie talk, character analysis on the way. I'm going to be doing comic book analysis as well, manga analysis, music, everything. Free reign here at Imaginative Vision. So we're going to have a whole bunch of fun. The channel will be updated at least weekly. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. Thank you for your subscription. Oh, most importantly, visit imaginativevisions.com. Have a blog there where I write movie reviews, video game reviews, articles, and things like that. Also, another important thing, I have a Teespring store, which is based off of my comic books. For those watching me, I am an indie comic book author. I have 4 books out right now: Cry Hero 1, Cry Hero 2, Cry Hero 3, and My Name is Rachel, which is a tale about a young woman who was unfortunately assaulted and how she overcame her sexual assault to find her voice and inspire others to speak out. You can check that out. The links are in the description. Also have merch based off those characters. So if you want to support Imaginative Vision, support the channel. That helps out us a lot. Thank you very much. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you on the next movie talk, movie reviews, anime reviews, doing it all here at Imaginative Visions. And stay tuned for behind the scenes look at some of my creations Later days, that video is coming soon.